Welcome back, best ever listeners, to the second to last episode of the series here, Passive Investor Tips. I'm Travis Watts. In today's episode, I wanted to leave you with a few parting words and send out a very special thank you, because it's been quite the journey over the last 4 years or so doing these podcasts here for you at Best Ever. And I'm forever grateful for you and all of our listeners, the connections and relationships that have been made, the impact that this podcast has had on people's lives. And I just want to thank you for reaching out, for sending in your questions, for providing feedback, and just being part of the Best Ever community. You know, one of my life passions has always been to share education and knowledge. And with the creation of the Actively Passive Investing Show, which concluded a couple years ago, and now the conclusion of Passive Investor Tips, this has really been the pinnacle of being able to fulfill that mission and that passion of mine. After we concluded the Actively Passive Investing Show, I sat down and really tuned into your feedback from emails and from comments and from phone calls, and I really appreciate you submitting it. And based off that feedback, I made a decision to do one final series and just pour it all out and give you everything I have to offer. That became Passive Investor Tips. Some of the feedback that was provided was that you enjoy straight to the point, no fluff episodes. So my first intent was to create a series that was 5 to 7 minute episodes with no fluff, where I get right to the point. This series has been nearly 100 episodes of the very best tips, tricks, strategies, and formulas that have led to financial independence and financial success, not only in my own life, but in the lives of so many others and those who I've referenced throughout the episodes. The series was also intended to be a guide of sorts, not one that you have to listen to in order by any means, but for anyone aspiring to be a limited partner investor or a passive income or cash flow investor, at its core, what I really wanted to do is simplify passive income investing. The second goal was to ensure that this information and these episodes could reach as many people as possible at no cost, rather than charging for expensive coaching programs or some kind of online course that you would buy. This has been a 4-year charitable effort, and it's one way I love to give back, giving my time to others, because to me, there's no bigger asset in our lives than our time. So with all of that said, I wanted to leave you with something special as a final takeaway. I've been working over the past year on getting a book published under the Best Ever brand that's themed after this series, Passive Investor Tips. So I've taken the core of the messaging, I've hand-selected numerous episodes I felt would be most impactful for readers, and I'm coming out with a very short form book. It's going to be a very easy read. It's going to be something you could knock out over a weekend. It's a book that you could gift to somebody else that maybe needs to hear the message, who maybe isn't into listening to podcasts. And any support that you can provide is truly appreciated. It helps this community stay alive. I am not going to be profiting from these book sales. It's going to go straight back into the community to serve others. The book release will be coming up at or around the time of the Best Ever Conference this year in 2024, which will happen in April. I will be at the conference, of course, so feel free to stop by and say hello if you're there. I'd love to meet you. And if you haven't got tickets yet, you can visit besteverconference.com to pick those up. And on a final note, it's official. I am retiring from Best Ever. It's time for me to spend a little more time with friends, family, travel, and doubling down on all this advice that I've been putting out for years. And that, my friends, is the point and the purpose of this whole series and this whole bigger picture philosophy. It's to create a work optional lifestyle using passive income so that you can serve others, free up your time, and live your best ever life. I want to thank you all from the bottom of my heart. I'm happy to be an ongoing resource for you. You can always reach out, Travis Watts or at Passive Investor Tips. Take care until we meet again, and have a best ever week.